Hello folks, Fuzzfinger here, welcome back to Final Fantasy X, and we're in the Mount Gagazet caves at the moment. So we've just made our way here from the previous episode, having defeated Seymour once again, and we're going to start from the save sphere in this section as we start heading over here. I guess it's the only way, isn't it? So we've got a few enemies to take care of, many of which we've already seen before, so we'll hopefully know what it is that we're doing. At least that's the theory anyway. Many of these I've already captured, so I can pretty much ignore from this point. The Bashuras, if you're going for capturing the fiends, which are the large ogre, furry purple ogre type mobs, they were quite rare previously, and they still are quite rare somewhat, but you can actually find them in pairs of twos at this point, so hopefully that should be somewhat easier in order to capture them. There we go, look, speaking of which. Okie dokie.
That's how it's done.
So they do hit quite hard, they do. You can calm them down by casting Threaten, or you can just cast your Brakes and Darkness on them. So we're going to hit the water here, which means our party's going to get split up.
Looks like we got a job to do, yeah?
If anything should happen in the water, we're relying on you three. If it gets dangerous, pull out quick.
Right.
Be careful, okay?
And we're shortly going to be engaging in certain trials while in this area, but I'll explain those as and when we come across them. For now we're just going to head over towards the objective marker. And yeah, it looks like we're going to just keep moving, doesn't it, I guess? There are some items to collect, but I haven't seen them just yet. Maybe something over here. Right, we're going to have Tidus, Riku and Waka from this point. And I don't think these are going to be too tricky. Ah, right, Riku needs the capture weapon equipped. I thought I'd already done that, I apologise. Maybe she doesn't have it. I don't think they're going to take too long to capture that, even with just Tidus and Waka, in all fairness, so I'll just leave that. Oh, that's a good question now that I'm thinking. Do we want to head to the right? I don't think there's anything to collect over there. But I guess it doesn't hurt to check, does it? There's like a cave or something on the other side, but we can't get across. Ah, there are two treasure chests over yonder. Oh right, to get them we need to go back to the previous area. I see. Ambushed. Just what I love to see. Not. Could do with Riku staying alive at this point. 10,000, lovely. Not quite. Let's go for haste, shall we? Because we've got a bit of a nasty battle here. Riku is going to be our dedicated healer, since she's the one that is going to be able to cast the good old bed potions. There they are, look. I recommend Dark Attack as well at this point. It will do a nice-ish job at keeping the enemies somewhat... What? Oh right, yeah, of course he's got death. I thought, how do we get rid of a 10,000 hit point mob there so quickly? But that would be our answer. Why does it keep being Riku's turn? She doesn't even do much. Oh, charging, not what we like to see. Yep, looks like Waka can just one-shot all of these in all honesty, so that should make things fairly interesting. Or fairly easy, in fact. One or the other, anyway. Yeah, so if you can give, like, Waka or Tidus Death Strike, it will sort of trivialise the enemies here quite a bit, in my opinion, seeing as how they don't appear to be immune to death. What should we have Riku do? I guess raising luck just to give her a turn. Things like death will be more appropriately given if you cast luck, so just bear that in mind. If we haste Waka up here, then the enemy won't even get to attack. Yes, see? Isn't that good? Right, so where do we want to go here? Well, again, still fairly linear, so we're just going to keep moving ahead. I'm just going to go and capture some monsters before we go any further though, so I'll be back with you in a moment. Right then, so as you come through to the next area, we will begin that first trial that I mentioned. And for this, we actually need to target Waka's ball through the middle here without it bouncing. It doesn't actually matter how many times we attempt this, it is going to work eventually. So we're going to do this now. There we go, that's how you do it. A little bit annoying, but at least we got it done, I guess. Right, so now we're going to head all the way back to the save sphere. And at this point there will be an item appearing for us to collect. For now I am just going to continue escaping. I've captured the enemies. I think I've captured the enemies I need to capture. Come on, Tidus, if you could swim a tad faster than that, it would be somewhat appreciated. Right, here we go. Ooh, we haven't caught any of these yet. Should we give this a battle? We can bring other people into the fray now, at least. Let's see if we can delay it. That would be a nice start, wouldn't it? I doubt very much that that Waka will be able to kill it with his death ability. So let's go for quick hit, see what happens. Nope, it's immune to death, no surprise there. And it does hurt, I will say that, and tell you up front, it does hurt.
This ends now.
Still, 23,000 health isn't as much as it sounds at this point in the game, I would say.
It's over.
There we go. Behemoth captured. 9 more of those to get, sadly. Let's just heal up very briefly, shall we? And now, at the save sphere, so we'll save. We can actually head north. Alright, these weren't appearing before, now they're appearing relatively frequently. Right, so we're going to head up here now. I don't know what's up with the objective marker, to be honest, since it's just floating in one place there by the save sphere. So, you can cast bio on these guys if you so want to, since they are quite vulnerable to do it, and with their high health it will do a nice bit of damage. But that's up to you, because if they die with bio you won't capture them, which I'm guessing a lot of you will be trying to do. Just bear that in mind. I did armor break then, but would have been better off doing power break. Heave is nasty. As you can see, not too pleasant at all. Right, so that is the behemoth. I'm just going to heal up after that. And I'm pretty sure we are supposed to be going this way. We should be going underwater again in a few moments. These have got quite a bit of health, these Mandragoras. But with Waka, or whoever using the Death Strike ability, you could potentially take them out quite easily, although for some reason I didn't there. Despite not doing it, they are not immune to death. You just need some luck, basically. I think that's the reason we didn't kill it. I guess we're going to be suffering some pretty nasty status ailment here. Yep, once again it didn't die. Yeah, let's see if we can haze Waku up and get lucky. You never know. Maybe using Riku to cast luck would be useful. Oh well, it's rubbish anyway. Rubbish attack. Some nice AP for that though. And the Rule Breaker. Some pretty tricky enemies here, it's got to be said. The only other enemy that I should mention is the Dark Flan. Have I already killed Grendels? You know what? I honestly can't remember. Yeah, so for the Dark Flan, make sure you cast Armor Break on it or you won't be doing much damage, and even magical attacks are pretty rubbish. Definitely facing some new enemies here, there's no doubt about that. Haven't seen any of these before. Here is the underwater section I spoke of. Now we know the enemies we get here, unless they've changed, so I'm just going to escape the battles that we come to. We're looking for 3 glowing spheres. Once we come across 3 glowing spheres, we know we're in the right place. Maybe just around this corner here. It's interesting that the enemies now have as many hit points as bosses did not all that long ago, in all honesty. Ah, there we go. Hit the 3 panels simultaneously. Check each size before deciding who to send. Oh, right, okay, so basically we have to just send them to the colour that they are on the sphere grid. And Yuna is green, isn't she? Okay, and Tidus is blue, so we'll keep him there. That's basically the puzzle for this trial. Did that work? I guess so. It didn't say it's failed, did it? So we're going to head back now. We're going to head back to the save sphere. Get rid of that. Escape this battle. Well, actually, just let me check if there's a treasure chest around here. Because I kind of expected there to be. No, I keep thinking that's Tidus because he gets to attack first when Riku's not in the party. But it's not. Well, we've definitely done that. And there's the treasure sphere. Get a nice fortune sphere for all our trouble. So we're just going to head all the way back now. I'll skip till we get there. Back to the save point, that is. Right, so back in this area, just outside the water we've climbed out of is a new passage. And these monsters are annoying because I'll have to stop recording, or you guys just have to watch me battle through them. For now, I think we'll just have to do it and suffer through it. So we go for normal attacks. Eventually, it's going to go down, even if somebody dies in the process. We can heal up afterwards, that's not a problem. Right then, I'm just going to heal up with Yuna, since we do, of course, get access to our party members once we're outside the watery areas. First cutscene in a while.
They'll be upon us soon. She has sent fiends to test our summoner's strength.
Who is she?
Yunaleska.
Lady Yunaleska.
In Zanarkand, she awaits the arrival of the strongest.
She is still alive?
As much as Micah and Seymour.
I see.
Lost your nerve?
No. Nothing frightens me now.
Braska would be proud.
Then I must not let him down.
Right, well, we've actually got a save point up ahead, and one of which is useful because it signifies the next boss. What we need to do here is, as they mentioned, is armor break the flan, otherwise we won't be doing any damage. And with that done, we should be able to finish this thing off quite quickly. You can also learn White Wind from it if you didn't get it earlier with Kimari. It's quite annoying, this guy, because he does like to heal up. Hey, he's casting Bio. Not an Auron there, my friend, not an Auron. I do like seeing those nice big damage numbers. Yes, I know they will be getting bigger. Can Waka cast death on that? Yep. In that case, nothing else matters except getting back to him. Right, so make sure you use the save points. That's what I'm going to do because we do have that boss now. Right, so all saved up, we can now move ahead, and I don't think the next boss is particularly tricky, but you just want to make sure that you've got Darkbuster, Armor Break and Hastegar, and if you're planning on using some of your other characters to do damage, then you'll probably want Mental Break as well. Also, Threaten can be somewhat useful.
It comes!
Right, so this is the Sanctuary Keeper, and it has a somewhat unpleasant 40,000 health, but at this stage in the game that's not really a huge amount, is it? So I don't think we're going to do too much until we've used Armor Break, but Dark Buster might help us before the boss's first turn, and it looks like it's hit. Photon Wings. That doesn't sound like a physical attack to me. Hey, we've gone dark and all sorts, so let's remedy up Oran, I would say. Get him back into prime position. And let's do some quick hits with Tidus. Again, a little bit pointless seeing as how we don't yet have armor break on this thing. Come on, just get over to Oran's turn, will you? This is what we need to do, armor break. And now we should do some amount of damage. I guess I could go ahead and overdrive, perhaps? Yeah, right. No, we can't because we've got silence. Alright, let's remedy on Waka. In fact, I've heard a little trick I want to try out with Waka. We can't overdrive because we've got that weird thing on us, so I'm not going to try that little trick. Instead, we're just going to physical attack this thing to death, which shouldn't take too long. Tail sweep would appear to be some kind of counter attack, since I didn't have a turn at that point. I think this guy's nearly dead now, isn't he? You can bring your other characters in as well if you want them to get some AP, but I'm not really too fussed. There he goes. One easy boss. To be honest, some of the mobs we've been fighting have been harder than him. He could have had more hit points at least. The Mandragoras themselves have 31k and they're just regular trash. So I reckon about 90 or 100k now for bosses would be somewhat suitable. But hey, what do I know?
Hey, can't we rest a little?
No need. We reach the summit soon.
I know. That's why I want to stop for a bit. Soon means that there's not much time left.
Riku.
Fine. I'll think on the way.
Yeah, let's get our AP. A return sphere and a glorious bangle.
Hey, come on, let's go.
We are. We're almost there, aren't we?
We've come a long way.
What's so funny?
You remind me of myself. Before, the closer I came to Zanarkand, the more I wondered. When we arrive, Braska will call the final Aeon. He will fight Sin, then die. I thought my mind was made up long before. But when I stood here, my resolve wavered.
Never would have figured. Legendary Guardians choke sometimes too, yeah?
Legendary Guardian. I was just a boy. A boy about your age, actually. I wanted to change the world too. But I changed nothing. That is my story.
Alright. Oran's sob story there. Poor guy. Not that he's showing much emotion, of course. And it's Zanarkand. Well, the ruins of Zanarkand anyhow.
1,000 years. A city I had to see with my own eyes. The end of Yuna's journey. The last chapter in my story. My thoughts, they kept floating up and then slipping through my fingers, slipping away before I could pin them down with words.
Yuna, I say no. If If we go down there, then you'll...
Riku, you're a true friend, and I thank you, but I must go. Down to Zanarkand.
I'm not saying we shouldn't go. But shouldn't we think about it some more? There's gotta be some kind of way we can save you, Yuna!
All my life, I knew this moment would come.
Uni...
Thank you, Riku. Thank you for everything.
Don't say that, Uni. It's not over yet.
Tell Sid, thank you.
No. You can tell him yourself.
Please.
Uni, don't say that because we're gonna see each other again, okay?
Kimari, let's go.
Looks like somebody dropped something here.
Sir Orin, Kimari told me, when my father wanted me taken from Bavel to Besaid, it was you who told Kimari, right? I had always wanted to meet you someday. I am truly glad that I had that chance. Having you as a guardian was so great an honor. I don't know how to thank you. Perhaps, if I defeat Sin, that will be my thanks to you. That's what I'll do. Yes. I will challenge Sin. I will defeat Sin. If you are all there watching this, then I guess Sin is already gone. And so am I suppose. Anyway, I just wanted to say, Sir Orin, I thank you. Kimari, do you remember the first day we met? I was only 7. My father had defeated Sin, and all Bavel was celebrating. Everyone was saying what a hero my father was. I was so happy. But when night came, it occurred to me. My father had defeated Sin, and now he was dead. Now, I was all alone. I couldn't sleep. So I wandered into the town, away from the celebrating crowds. I stood on the bridge in Bavel, where my father and I had parted. Standing there, alone, I could see the fields where he had fought Sin. Then, you appeared, Kimari. You said you were looking for the daughter of Braska, remember? At first, I was so scared. Until I realized what a gentle person you are. You weren't used to talking to children. When I told you that I was Braska's daughter, you said you would take me as far from Bavel as you could. That it was the wish of a man facing death. I think I cried then, because that was when I knew my father was dead, and I would never see him again. You just held me, without saying a word. I cried after we got to Besaid, too. when you tried to go, after leaving me in the care of the temple, I held on to you crying, "Don't go, don't go." And you listened, Kimahri. You stayed. Kimahri, thank you. Thank you so much. And I've always liked your broken horn. Waka, Lulu. I'll never forget my days spent with you, growing up in Besaid. We always played together, us and Chapu. That's why I was always so happy, I think. And when you refused to let me become a summoner, and I did it anyway, I'm sorry. I've always wanted to apologize. You know, when you tried to stop me then, really, I was happy. I could tell you really cared about me. You were like my big brother and sister. No, I think you really were my big brother and sister. What else? I love watching you play blitzball, Waka. I even love it when you scold me, Lulu. Really. I guess that leaves the newest guardian. Star player of the Zanarkand Apes. You are. I am. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that we met. We haven't even known each other that long, but it's funny. So this is what it feels like. It's a much more wonderful feeling than anything I had ever imagined. Wonderful. But it hurts sometimes. I wonder. I just want to say thank you for everything. Maybe that's why it hurts. When I think about us never being together again at all, I'm afraid. No, I shouldn't say that. I'll do that part over.
What you up to? Well, so that was quite a long monologue there. But at least we get a peek into Yuna's heart. Not that we got any new revelation of any sort, to be honest, but always good to know. We're just going to follow this fairly linear path now down into the ruins, and we should hopefully at that point be able to save our game. The enemies we're going to encounter in the next area are basically the same enemies we have been encountering in regards to the Behemoth, the Mandragora and the Dark Flan, etc, etc. So there's been no real need to grind capture I should say, the enemies in the previous area, since we're going to encounter more of them now anyway. And hopefully by that point you would have learned how to fight them. And you may recognise this scene from the introduction to the game. Shall we? I think I'm going to finish the episode here actually, and carry on next time. So please do join me for that. And I know that Mount Gagazet caves, they were annoying, they were, and give me a couple of items I'll have to go back for. But please post a comment and let me know what you guys thought of this, and I'll see you next time for more Final Fantasy X. Bye folks.